Hi everybody, Susie from KahuBaby here. So this video is all about your different options that you have moving on from a stretchy wrap. So you might have chosen to use a stretchy wrap or a stretchy hybrid when your baby was first born, but you might just be feeling that the nature of the stretchiness in the wrap just isn't quite so supportive anymore. And this is very, very normal. A lot of people find that this is happening from about 3 months upwards. Now, your stretchy wraps and stretchy hybrids are still absolutely safe and wonderful to use at this stage. But if you just feel that you need something a little bit more supportive, then those are the options that I'm going to go through with you today. So in my newborn video, I went through 3 buckle options that are really good. You know, in my personal opinion, they're perfect for newborns and upwards. So I'll just go briefly through them now because they're also absolutely perfect to continue after a stretchy wrap as well. So that was the Beco Gemini. Lovely sturdy waistband, and this is weight tested from 7 to 35 pounds in weight. This also offers a forward facing option. So you've got forward facing in, forward facing out, hip carrying and back carrying with that carrier. One of the other options was the Mamaruga Zen Sling. Now again, this is a stretchy, it's what I call a halfway house between the stretchy and a buckle carrier. So it is a full buckle carrier, but it is made of this lovely stretchy jersey material. So it is an option to move on to, but you'll probably still find that very soon you would have the same issue with it because of the nature of the stretchiness of the material. You just wouldn't have enough support for baby's weight as they grow. But it still is a lovely option, and it is weight tested all the way up to 45 pounds. Okay, so it's a lovely snuggly option. Okay, and the other option, the other newborn option that I really like, this is the Bobber X. Again, it's so adjustable. You get a perfect fit every time. This is from £7 all the way up to £45 in weight, and it even has a zip-on toddler expanders as well. So it really does grow with your baby, and it is a super investment. If you were to buy something for your newborn, it would see you through to at least 3, possibly even 4 years old for your child. Okay, so that's a great option. So all of those are still fine for moving on from about this sort of 3-month old age onwards. But here are some other options as well. All of these that I'm going to show you are also fine to use from newborn. I think they're all tested from £7 or thereabouts. And the only reason that I haven't put them in the newborn video is because I just think the newborn video ones, the Gemini, the Zen Sling and the Bobber X, they're just that little bit more adjustable perhaps. They're just a little bit smaller and a little bit softer. So personally, I think those options are better for teeny tiny newborns, and then once they're a little bit bigger, from around 3 months or so, then these ones really do come into play and come into their own. So first of all, I'm going to show you the Beco 8 carrier. This has been a really popular carrier. It's the big brother to the Beco Gemini. Okay, so it's very similar in structure. It's still got this really chunky waistband. Okay, it works in the same way. It's got a forward facing option as well as the forward facing in, hip carry and the back carry. Okay, but it's got a couple of other features as well. First of all, it has this big lumbar support. So if you or your partner or any family members who are going to use this carrier have any kind of back issues at all, or you just want extra support in your back, then this definitely is a carrier to consider. That really does help with back support. It's also, I should have shown you before, it's really easy to adjust. Again, just like the Gemini, it's poppers. So those poppers pop off the waistband and they pop together like so. Okay, So it's easily adjustable, but it's not infinitely adjustable like some of the other carriers. Okay, so, oopsie, get my baby. So you can get a really good fit. But the difference is, again, this carrier is slightly bigger all over compared to the Gemini, and hence why I do like the Gemini for smaller babies. Okay. So another feature that this has over the Gemini, so you've got the lumbar support, which is extra. You also have this zip down panel just here. So underneath you've got this lovely mesh, cool mesh. Okay, so it's got an inbuilt cooling system sort of thing. So if you go into somewhere and baby's asleep, you don't want to disturb them, you can just zip down that panel and it's a little bit cooler for you. You also have, as an extra, compared to the Gemini, an inbuilt hood as well. Okay, so not just this neck support that comes up, you also have this hood as well. Okay, so this goes all the way from 7 to 45 pounds in weight. So it is that little bit bigger all over compared to the Gemini, and you do get those added extras as well over the Gemini. So that one is the Beco 8. The next one I'm going to show you is the sister carrier to the Zensling. So this is the Mamaruga Zebulo. Okay, it is pretty much the same carrier. It works in the same way as the Zensling. So if you start off with a Zensling and you love it, but you find that the jersey material just isn't giving you enough support anymore because of baby's weight, then this is definitely the choice to go to afterwards. So the main difference is the fabric. So whereas the Zensling is the really soft and squishy and stretchy jersey material, this is more sturdy, non-stretchy and supportive, and it's cotton. Okay, so so that's why it will last and be more comfortable for longer over the Zensling. It still works in the same way. You've got this cinched down waist, and you've also got the adjusters on the panel height as well. So it grows perfectly and exactly with your baby. Okay, again, this is from 7 to 45 pounds in weight. So just like the Beco 8, this can last you from newborn. You can use it from newborn, from 7 pounds. It's not quite as squishy as the Zensling, so it won't be quite, it won't be quite as soft as the Zensling, but you can use it from newborn, and all the way up to 45 pounds, which potentially could be a 3 or even a 4-year-old at a push, depending on height and weight of your baby. Okay, so you can get a perfect fit every time, and you've got a longevity in this carrier as well. Okay, it doesn't do forward facing out, it does forward facing in. It can do a hip carry, and this one can do a back carry as well. Okay, so that's the Mamaruga Zebulo, and it's a great option if you don't like the chunkiness of the Beco 8, because it has a very, very chunky waist belt. This one, you can see, is a lot more squishy. You do have some structure, but it's a lot more squishy. Okay, and the third and final option that I'm going to show you today is the sort of the opposite extreme of the Beco 8, where the Beco 8's got the really thick waist that we've just been talking about. The Zebulo has a waist, but it's quite squishy. This is the KahuBaby, and this one pretty much doesn't have any support in in the waist. It has no structure in the waist at all. This is what we call an apron style carrier. So where the other two we've turned over the waist to put on, this one doesn't. This one just goes on like an apron. Okay. This again is perfect. I say perfect. In my opinion, it's almost perfect for newborn. The only reason why I don't like it quite from newborn is because of this. It's not quite so soft as some of the other options I've shown you. The Gemini and the Zen Sling are a little bit softer. So this is why I think this is perfect from around about 3 months onwards. It's again really easy to adjust, and again it's infinitely adjustable, so you can get the perfect fit every time. It has this inbuilt cincher. If I get that out of the way. Here we go. And this, if you cinch it in, here we go, that changes the width of the carrier. Okay. All right, so can you see that? Cinch that in so you can get a perfect knee to knee for your baby. And it was as easy as that. That's one of the easiest cinching devices, panel width cinching devices out of all of them, I think. You also have this neck support cincher as well. So it's sort of in the same way it works, but at the top behind baby's neck. So you can just pull that in to give baby extra head support. Okay. So it doesn't have panel height adjustment, because where that's cinched in, that's where you sit your baby. So it's sort of, it does it all in one. It shortens the panel because it cinches it in and makes it shorter where it's cinched. Okay. So you put your baby on that cinch, bring the panel up. Here we go. So this carrier it doesn't have that support, that really chunky waist. So that suits people who don't like having a lot of bulk around their middle. Some people don't like it. You might have a C-section scar, and if you have something quite big and chunky on your waist, it can sort of pull on it a little bit. Whereas this is nice and high. It's out the way. It's small. You can do forward facing. It does have a forward facing option. This carrier. You forward facing in, you can do a hip carry, and you can back carry with this as well. This is from 7 to 35 pounds in weight, so this is comparable to the Beco Gemini in weight wise. Okay, it comes in absolutely beautiful, lovely patterns as well, so if you're a sucker for them, this is the one to get. And also because it doesn't have that really chunky waist, it packs up really small. It's so you might not think that it'll be quite so supportive. It does have some really lovely padded shoulder straps, so you do where you do take a bit more weight on your shoulders because you don't have the chunky waist belt. It really does have a lot of lovely padding, but yeah, it does fold up a lot smaller than some of the other carriers. I mean, that would fit into a change bag. So if you just wanted to take it out with you, then that can easily roll up and go into the bottom of a change bag or in the bottom of a buggy, so you can use it as and when you need to. So so it certainly has pros and cons, all of them. Okay, they're all slightly different. So this is the KahuBaby. So this is the one without the really chunky supportive waist, but packs up small. You can use it from newborn. It's from 7 to 35 pounds in weight. Okay. The Mamaruga Zebulo. So very similar to the Zen Sling, but it's made of more sturdy material, so it will last you longer. And that's from 7 to 45 pounds in weight. Okay. And the Beco 8. That was also the other one that we looked at. So this one is very, very supportive in the waist, and also with that additional lumbar support there as well. Okay, so you've got a sort of a mixture of a chunky waist, so chunky supportive waist belt. The Zebulo isn't quite so chunky, and then the KahuBaby, which doesn't have one hardly at all. Okay, hopefully that has been really helpful for you in deciding what to move on to next after your stretchies. But of course, they are all options from newborn as well. If you've got any questions, please do get in touch. All of those carriers I've shown you today are available on my shop, and they're available to hire as well. Thank you for watching. See you soon. Bye.